Morning all, welcome to another week with Pete. It's a very cold and gloomy Monday morning. You can tell it's a Monday because I haven't shaved, so it's definitely a good idea. God, this sun's bright. I just sort of give you a quick sort of chat today about the importance of different strategies. Now, we spend a lot of time at Smarter Tenant sort of discussing certain strategies, and one in particular is what we call the gear up strategy. The other one that we call is the grow up strategy. Let me get out of this sun. Well, that hasn't worked. There we go. All right, that's better. Now, the gear up strategy is pretty straightforward. You got a good job, you're on a decent income, so you speak to your accountant and you say, hey, I've got to bring down my taxes. And your advisors basically say to you, look, there's only one way to do that, and that's to look at an investment property, potentially a negatively geared property, which is going to bring down your marginal tax rate. So you go out there and you purchase an investment property. Now, the benefit of this particular strategy is that you are getting deductions, so you're able to have, I suppose, more money in your pocket at the end of the financial year. Then what happens, you may consider another one, and the bank says, no problem, based on your income, you're on a decent income, you can purchase another investment property, and you may decide to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times. But eventually what happens is that you're in a position where you can't potentially purchase any more money or purchase any more investments because you are now capped out, because your portfolio is not generating cash because it's negative. It's negative cash flow. So there's only a certain amount of properties you can actually purchase. So how do you duplicate when you're capped? This is what we call asset rich and cash poor, and I'm sure there's a few people out there that are in that position. You don't want to be asset rich and cash poor. You want to be asset rich and cash positive. So that's what we call the gear up strategy, and it's not the best of strategies, especially in today's marketplace when you've got the rules of APRA that have sort of come in, and the Royal Commission that has taken place, and now a lot of those portfolios are struggling because those investors now have to pay principal and interest. Commonly what happens with that particular strategy is it's based on interest only, and now they've got to pay principal and interest. And then when you're in a marketplace such as Sydney, for example, which are unfortunately declining in value, not a good strategy. Negative equity, negative cash flow, big problem. The other strategy is what we call is a grow up strategy. So you've got the gear up strategy and you've got the grow up strategy. Now, we like the grow up strategy, obviously, because you're considering your assets or your portfolio as a business. So you're purchasing properties based on yield, so cash flow. The asset is generating a high amount of cash flow because you're looking at assets that are performing at a yield of around 5.5% to 6% and above. And you're also looking at marketplaces, alternative marketplaces, such as like Newcastle, for example, is still doing exceptionally well. We're looking at the Brisbane marketplace, especially North Brisbane, and Ipswich, regional Victoria, and other marketplaces. Now, those marketplaces allow us to not only generate capital growth, but we're also in a position to generate cash flow. So these purchases are done strategically. They're done with a business mindset. Every successful business has a successful system that adds value to the marketplace. If you don't have a successful system, then you're just not that valuable. And it's the same goes when you're looking at a portfolio. When you go to the bank and you say to the bank manager, hey, my asset is growing in value and it's also generating cash flow. No worries, Pete, take a seat. Would you like another investment property? Sure. You do it again. You do it again, and you do it again. So therefore, cash and yield allows you to duplicate. Negative equity and negative cash flow does not allow you to duplicate, so therefore you get capped. There's only so many investment properties you can purchase with the first strategy. So if you want to know more about what we do and how we go about it, we are advisors, we're progressive mortgage brokers, but we have a clear mindset in regards to the overall marketplace and certain marketplace that you should be identifying. So let's talk, let's have a chat, enjoy the Monday, hustle and grind, have a great day. Thanks guys.